What's good, fam? Welcome to Subs Over Dubs podcast. My name is Vision,
I'm Rebel.
and this is episode 20.
Yes, sir.
Man, interesting fact that we heard about, and I'm about to butcher this, but it's somewhat right. So I found out recently from another podcast. Man, I really can't think of the name. I feel bad now. I feel like we're gonna get blasted. We're just gonna spout
This guy out here gonna give the facts without giving the credit, bro.
shit.
Plagiarism.
I'm barely giving the credit, and barely even giving the facts. I done forgot
You
most.
you talk about the thing that we were talking about, and then I'll look through our text messages because I think you texted it.
Yeah, you got the link to it for the for credits, but it was a statistic that another friend had told me about to kind of give me, more energy to keep being dedicated to us shooting these podcasts and stuff. So shout out to you, Bryce. But essentially, I kind of knew somewhat of this, but it's even deeper now. Pause. That 90% of podcasts don't make it past 7 episodes. And then the ones that do, if you make it past the 21st episode, you're in a top 10% podcast.
Wow,
That's crazy.
that's crazy. I found out who it was. So it was Alex Armozy. Sorry if I butchered that. Modern Wisdom Podcast 610 at the 49 mark. If y'all want to check that out. So that was really interesting, and it was really inspiring because as we continue to do these podcasts, I have a lot of friends who talk to me about it, and they're like, "Is this successful yet? Are y'all gaining traction?" And simply, my answer is like, "Not really." So as far as the things that makes us successful, we've had a lot of bumps in the road. I feel like we're trying new things, and we try to keep it as entertaining, and we try to throw it on TikTok, and we're not where we want to be. But hearing that and showing that resilience is the number one factor in just being successful kind of made it a little bit easier. And I was talking to Vision, and I got really excited because I was like, man, we've done 19. I think when you sent this to me, we had done 19 podcasts. And then we've done like maybe 25 little side podcasts, or 19
Yeah,
side
episode.
podcasts,
Just other episodes that's done.
little anime
Podcast.
reviews. So we don't really count those, but obviously this would be a big moment for us because even though we're not getting where we want to be and we haven't reached the audience that we're looking for yet, just knowing that consistency and patience and resilience.
I mean, we're in the top 10%.
Yeah,
Like, a
like,
lot of people
it's-
don't make
it's
it this
crazy,
far.
bro.
And we, like,
Yeah.
to be honest, we haven't necessarily made it anywhere yet. But
Yeah, for sure.
we definitely, again, we've gotten further when it just comes to purely going and doing this content than 90%
Sure.
of other creators. So,
Another thing that I think was like one of the things we spoke about when we were texting the other day was like a lot of it has to do with and especially if you want to start your own podcast, it's like we see an end goal here, right? And obviously there's been investments and like that, but at the end of the day, we're having fun. Like we could do this for another 2 or 3 years, and like it's not like we have to be successful. Just the fact that we're like, hey, we enjoy speaking about the content, we enjoy talking to, even if it's only 40, 50 of y'all, or on TikTok, sometimes we get 200-300 views, and one of them might pop off or whatever, but like we genuinely enjoy it, and we're genuinely like putting the work in. So that's how, like, I guess that's what tells me like I'm confident that one day we'll make it. Like it doesn't have to be tomorrow, but just the fact of knowing that we're in the top 10% of like active podcasts it's pretty crazy, man. It's something to be proud of, and it's like a little achievement that I know that when we look back on, we're gonna be like, man, even those days where we're like we don't want to record, like, is it pointless? Like we're not reaching anybody. We're gonna think back on these little moments and be like, man, like every little bit of effort, every little bit of times where we were recording and we were sick. There's a lot of times where we're recording podcasts and I could barely speak, sore throats, and I'm sick with the flu, but we're still recording. It's gonna make for a nice, story one day. So
well, you can just kind of feel good about
Yeah.
the journey. I mean,
We're not even a year into this either.
yeah, we're not a year into it. Like I told you from the beginning, you had kind of asked me, what do you think? When do you think we'll like take off or like? I don't listen. In all honesty, I don't really see us making any major numbers in the next year. But us just being consistent and dedicated is just gonna. That's how you break the mold. I mean, I've seen a lot of video podcasts, just people talking about. A lot of people say it's easy. It's not necessarily. It's easy in the fact that if you just put your head down and put the work in, you can break it. Now, obviously,
sure.
there's improvements to be made, but it's not. It's a lot of people who are millionaires say it's these days it's the easiest time to be rich
For
because
sure.
not are millionaires because not are successful, not even necessarily millionaires successful because there's so many people who are just complacent and who don't want to try new things, get out of their comfort zone, and put in
For sure.
the effort. And this is one of the few things that I can think of in my life that I'm like, I'm invested in. I like doing this. I want to do this, and I'm willing to
For
do what
sure.
I need to do this. Now, there are bumps in the road for sure, but I think again, when we look back at this, you know, whatever we end up getting to, whether it be good or bad, like it'll feel good knowing that hey, we at least tried it.
For sure.
You know, a lot of people wouldn't even take this step and go as far as we did. Like it said in the statistic, 90% don't even get past 20, or 90% don't get past 7 videos. And then
That's
if you
crazy.
get to 21 videos, you're in the top 10% of podcasts in general.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
that's without numbers. That's just strictly the amount of content we've done. So that's it's pretty good to hear. And again, I don't like really saying the word motivating because I feel like we need to be dedicated, not motivated. But it makes me feel good about
Oh yeah,
what we're
for
doing.
sure. Yeah, a lot of people. I feel like a lot of the reason why people stop after that 7 mark or that 20 mark is like people don't understand the amount of prep work and things like that that like go into this. It's not as simple as like turning on the
Oh,
camera.
and let's talk
and then,
about something.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like I'm just saying like
Oh,
they're saying in my let's
yeah,
talk about
I'll
something.
let you let's go. No,
Nah.
but yeah, a lot of it is like, man, we're watching the shows, right? We're talking about the things we're going to talk about. A lot of times when we first started doing this, we couldn't just hit record. We couldn't be serious. We couldn't be on time. Like we had to keep reshooting. Now, thankfully, we've gained experience where I have the voice. I have how I want to present myself. You have the way you want to present yourself, and it's a little bit easier. But we wouldn't have been able to do that in 7 podcasts.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just now to this point where we're 20 episodes in and we've recorded over 40 videos where we're like, okay, we're starting to find who we are as like
Our personalities kind
hosts and personalities. Yeah. So, and a lot of it is like people don't understand that it's like grunt work. Like we are doing grunt work. Like up until I think April was really the only month we really took off. But like January, February, March, it was just cons after cons after cons, paying money. Like, our weekends are used up. We record every Sunday night. Mondays we're also recording. Like it takes a lot to put into this. And I think when people feel like, hey, I'm giving 1,000%, and then you only have 5 views, I can see where it's discouraging. But
Yeah.
even my friends were like, how does it feel to like watch yourself? And I was like, oh, I don't watch my podcast. Like,
Yeah.
and I hear a lot of actors say that too. Like we don't watch our own content because it's kind of like, so
You already did it.
It's
Yeah.
easy for me to like record this podcast. You edit everything, right? And then I go in and splice the videos where I remember, okay, we're talking about this. I think that
It's
makes
a good moment.
a
Yeah.
good moment for TikTok. And that's it, and then it's like back to work, back to finding cons, right? Like we're going to another one on Sunday, and just meeting people, meeting voice actors, meeting a lot of cosplayers that go to multiple conventions, or even down to like we start being friends with some of the vendors because we're running into them so often. So I think that's the grunt work that has to be put in, and it's not gonna happen in 7 videos. It's not gonna happen in 20 videos, and anybody can go viral for a video, but what we're looking for is a community that's like for us. Anybody can. I could just say something outlandish about anime, and then we can get 1 million views and have people arguing, but that's not who we are, and we want to stay true
Yeah,
to.
then it would be just known for saying
wanna
now,
be
man.
true to
Us, the guy
content. We want to be.
says One Piece is one of the best animes of all time.
I hate this guy, bro. This guy out here just.
But no, in all seriousness, I think at the end of it all, I enjoy the process. Some things like by no means a stretch of imagination do I think will be as successful as Mr. Beast. I mean, he's been on podcasts and he said, man, his first videos they suck. I mean, he's like, why are they not getting views? And now he looks back at it once he kind of got the code for what he wanted to do, what caught people's attention, what was entertaining. He realized, he looked back, he's like, man, our videos suck. And to an extent, I think that's part of the reason why people don't even hear us talk about these things up to this point. A lot of people are kind of tuned out because we haven't established ourselves in any lane. So, and that's okay. Again, we've gotten better as a time. Our quality of content's gotten better.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
From actual production to just a litany of things. So I think with time, again, we're only gonna get better. Or are we kind of or just the first month out of the second quarter, right?
Yeah, this first month, yeah. And
So
we started basically. We dabbled into this in December.
it was like the last week of November. It's like
last week of November, but we really didn't really start recording and like getting like
And
a
rhythm.
setup in a place until
like
let's just say
mid-
2023, right?
yeah,
Like
essentially.
January. So we're really 4 months into this, and I think where we've gone and where we've gotten, and like the people we've met, I like it. Like it's a lot of work, but it's fun. Like to me, I feel like we're reaching viewers one at a time, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Even if it takes 2 or 3 years, and you're like, hey, you've amassed a fan base of like 2 grand, like 2,000 people, still a lot that like will interact with you and talk, because I don't want someone that's just like, oh, haha, this is viral, and the next week we're forgotten about it. That's not the whole point. The point is to build a fan base and a community where we can always talk about things. We can, debate things in a friendly manner, and even outside of like anime, because I feel like anime brings a lot of people closer because they can relate to these things, and then you could talk about it. You know, so even having conversations about life. I think having a community like that y'all can just back each other up and have someone to talk to. Because sometimes, there are people that go through things and they don't want to talk about it and they don't feel comfortable. But when you have anime, is just such a great
just it brings you together.
Yeah,
it opens up the floor,
together, man, and it's really good to like help bring people together, and man, and I think that's one of the reasons why I got into it in the first place, is the power of friendship.
Hey man, I just seen ninjas and opais, so this guy, that's a lot needed. But yeah, man, that's our little spill about the process, the journey.
We went over on time.
So let's get into some anime. Let's get into the anime, guys. This is what you're here for. So let's start off with Demon Slayer. Yeah, I told you, man.
Yo, okay, I'll be the first one to say this. I was completely wrong. I was wrong. I'm an idiot, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
I told you, they're easily fighting two of them.
I was like, here we go. And what really bothered me in the beginning was like, so they have the actual drawing, right, of the animation style. Like you have the regular drawing, and then
I'm lost.
Okay, so in an anime, when they draw the scenes,
okay,
it's like normal, right? Like normal.
You mean like just on paper?
Like no, just like, okay, let me finish it, and then you'll
go ahead.
So it's normal, but they had a lot of like zoomed in scenes where they like make them look dumb, like they'll circle him and he'll like look really goofy. And
you mean like just the silly scenes where they're
scenes where like the drawing is
they're like dumbed down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was bothering me, and I was like, literally, I was watching it like this, and I was like, here we go, exactly what I said, a boring intermediate season where we're just gonna get backstory this more, and I'm like, this is so. Then it just popped off, and I was like, hold up, what's going on? And then the episode just kept playing and playing and playing, and I was like, I was wrong. I have to tell Vision I'm wrong. I'm gonna have to go to the podcast and tell everybody else wrong, because it superseded my expectations 1,000%. And in that one episode alone, I changed my rank. It will be an S rank season.
Told you.
I was wrong. I am the type of person I could man up and admit it. That shit was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
Yeah, there's like, just based on the first 2 seasons, I didn't really see it slowing down. Like first season for sure had its moments, and even in season 2. So with season 3, the first episode's an hour long. That's generally slow. Second episode still slow. So that, and just in my mind, I couldn't see them not fighting at least 2 upper rank demons. And we have the 4th upper rank demon that can apparently multiply, and then we're gonna have the other one. I forgot. I don't remember which number, but he's there too. They showed him a little bit.
It had to be number 5, because number 3 is the guy who killed Rengoku.
Okay.
Number 2 is, forget, he's weird.
It's the guy in the pot. I don't even know why. What, I don't know what number he was. Was he 5?
Number 5. Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, they're gonna have at least those 2 in this arc.
I just didn't see it. Like, they had an algorithm of like 1 at a time. So I was like, okay, you have 6 upper ranks. You give 1 upper rank a season, and then you have Muzen 7 seasons. Anime's over. It made sense, but like to try to knock out 2 in 1 in the 4th rank that man's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I thought I was watching like Dragon Ball Z or something. The way they just were multiplying, then each one had different powers, and I was like, "Yo, they're just dudes with swords." Like, and these guys out here like doing beams out their mouth, and it's
Yeah,
crazy.
I can understand why you got thrown off a little bit because they're already going heavy with the slice of life and the
Yeah, like
kind of
he's and
the dumbed down drawing that they usually do when they're doing like their happy moments.
yeah, that's what I was like. I'm like, but to integrate that in the beginning, I feel like they did that on purpose, like because it seemed like the
It
theme
was
was,
just a
you know, they're like
feel.
ha ha ha, boom, shit got real, and I'm like, oh, it got real for sure. But I mean, hey, like, got to give it to Demon Slayer creators and the animators. They obviously know how to hold on to a crowd, unlike Snooze Land Saga. But I'm already strapped in, pause, and I'm ready for next episode, bro. I'm genuinely like my world was flipped upside down because I didn't even want to watch it. I was like, why am I gonna? It felt like I was about to watch like another Megamine episode, and then it switched up on me. So super excited to see what happens, and I want to see just how strong uh, Tanjiro's gotten from that little like fighting the little robot with the six arms. So maybe
Yeah.
it seemed like he spent enough time to where obviously he wasn't even able to use bamboo sticks, and now he was fighting with an actual sword. So we'll see if that training pays off, or if he has to get saved again. We'll see.
We shall see. The only thing I was just like, man, I forgot the other, not the Hashira, but the other guy with the scar. He just
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of,
Bro,
he just got worked into. I was like, Jesus Christ.
yo, this guy went, bro. He busted out a gun, bro. He was
Hey, I was
so
gonna bring that up. He busts out the sawed off. He was like, "Hold this, bitch."
Someone was saying, what did they say? They were like, how everyone's like water breathing style or
Mhm.
whatever. They're like hood breathing style. Blah blah. I was like, they're like, and then another one was like, if Demon Slayer was in America or something like that, he had the piece. I was like, yo, that's valid.
Man was walking around with the blicky on him.
Bro, that was cool, bro. I like that.
I didn't. It was a dope touch because like they apparently crafted his gun just like they would one of the
The swords.
swords.
So I'm guessing it has to do with those trees, right? Nero, something like that. Whatever the little flower is, right? Because that's what dismays the demons. I'm guessing they're like,
I forgot.
The gunpowder might be made of that same stuff. That's crazy. I thought he blickied him up, bro, and he missed. So
Oh, he got one of them, but it just didn't
he
kill
got
him.
one of 'em.
They just like
now I wonder
I
how-
just we multiply now.
now what I did like though was that the Hashira, bro, he didn't hesitate. He saw that guy and
He was like, man, he was like, what,
he
motherfucker?
said, "What'd you say?" And Tanjiro got. I mean, obviously he got quicker and he was able to like behead him. But now I'm like wondering how the hell you beat the guy, bro.
Yeah, because he's definitely just multiplying. Hey, man, you just might have to. Well,
It's gonna be 30v3, bro. That's gonna be wild.
oh, they've only tried beheading them so far because that's like the standard way to get
Mhm.
rid of demons. So yeah, man, for sure the episode looked good. Where is the girl at? She
did.
left.
She did.
I forgot.
That was her last night there, I think, when she was talking
Okay.
to Tanjiro. So
I forgot because I was wondering
maybe
about.
she might pop back around, hopefully. But
Well, she's definitely supposed to be part of this arc, so I guess she ends up or
either coming back or she ain't.
something
left yet.
happens. Yeah.
I want to see how strong she is.
And the Hashira is pretty dope too. Like even like and again, we're already seeing the Tanjiro effect, power of friendship.
Yeah.
He's already changing his don't stop. Who has priority? And then he goes and saves the young swordsmith that spends the
Oh, I'm gonna save you. Like, hey man, you got that talk no jutsu.
and something happened to him apparently because obviously he went through some type of tragedies because Tanjiro just saying that one sentence kind of made him
Like Yeah.
brought him to life again, so to speak, because he was kind of very emotionless, kind of just
Going
going.
like a Sai vibe from
Yeah.
Naruto, where he's like all about the mission, just the mission, and he's slowly like,
He's very
like,
robotic.
oh, you're allowed to be able to think the things you want to think, and shit. So hopefully that's one of those situations where he befriends him. But I was reading the comments on when I watched the episode. I went in today and I was reading some comments on some TikTok videos, and someone mentioned something really like a good question. I thought that you become a Hashira after you defeat one of the 12, and he's done that like multiple times already.
One of the 12 upper demons, or the
Yeah.
or the pillars.
One of the 12 demons.
12 demons.
So like you have the upper 6, but then there's also the lower 6. I was like, he's knocked down like 3 of them, bro.
I don't remember what qualify. I know you have to be from my understanding, you have to be a pillar, one of the pillars, because they all have their techniques.
Oh, they have a style.
So, since Rengoku, passes the fire pillars available, so like that's his to step into. Now I don't know what the qualifications are to becoming a Hashira.
Interesting. So does that mean there's a current there wasn't 12 Hashira, right? Like
I don't
when we
remember.
first met them, because I was like, the lightning Hashira was his grandfather that passed away. Zenitsu's. His grandfather was a former Hashira. So I'm like, and I don't remember seeing. So I'm
we haven't learned about all the Hashiras yet, have we?
In that first season they
showed them
meeting.
Because you got the guy with the Buddhist beads, the snake one.
Mm-hmm.
We already seen the other two. What's his name from last season?
You had Rengoku at one point.
Rengoku. I want to say there's 12. It might be less than. It might be like 7.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe like 9 or 10, but I don't know.
Put Google search.
Yeah, I need to figure this out.
How many Hashiras?
They're like, there was a... So they have Shinobu. It's 1.
Oh yeah, we're missing the was it Komi? The one we watched. Yeah, that's 2 more.
Yeah, you have Tokito. That's the guy from this season.
That's
Mitsuri, the girl that's wasn't. And then Obani Iguro, that's the snake guy. Then you have
9 total.
Tengen. Was that before or after? Because you know the white hair dude before Rengoku though. You have Gyu.
This one shows the picture of Rengoku, so I'm assuming it's 9.
So there was 9 in total. So then it kind of leaves.
Well, actually, this one says 12 though.
So I was like, lightning has to be 1, but I don't remember one of them being a lightning specialist. So I was wondering if that slot was open, and then you have obviously Rengoku spot, and then with Tengen retiring, that's 3 spots, and then that's when the 3 MCs would take over. That's what I was thinking, but I was like, they should already be.
So there's
not Hashira level. Maybe that's why, but like from what they were talking about in the comments, they were like, that's supposed to be like the standard is like, you defeat one of the 12, you become a Hashira.
The demons is it upper 6, right? Or was
upper 6?
Okay, upper 6.
But up until Tengen and Tanjiro beating number 6, they hadn't beaten the upper 6 moon in over what they say 100 years.
Yeah.
So it's like
it kind of
they're like, why ain't they promoting it, bro? They treat these guys like bums, but hopefully after this season they'll become Hashiras, because I'm like, or I hope it's not one of those things where it's like
I don't think
Hashira is like Hokage to them, and it's like not to the end of the season.
I don't see them becoming Hashiras.
Why?
They'll always be like, because the timing and pacing of everything happens. I think so. After this arc, I think there's gonna only be 2 more seasons after this arc, or maybe 1.
They're gonna like finish it to where like there's no more demons. They're not gonna need Hashiras anymore.
I don't know how they're gonna end it per se, but once they get to Mugen or Muzan, was it Muzan?
Muzan, yeah.
Muzan?
Michael
Jackson, for real. Once they fight with him, I don't know how they're gonna end the story, but I don't think it's not like Naruto becoming a Hokage type thing. I don't think it is. But the thing about this whole anime, the world, like, it's focused on Muzan. Well, it's kind of weird though, because isn't all the demons based on his blood or no? So that's interesting to think.
So, like, if my question is, if he dies, do the rest
of the demons? I don't see that. I feel like he could.
He can create them, but he's not like he can control them. Like if he's once one dead, he can.
That too, but it's just like, okay, who's to say he's not the only one? It's the only one they know about. So there's a lot of angles they can go. Like, I don't whether they continue or not. There's a lot of options. I just don't foresee them becoming Hashiras before they fight him. It might be like a.
What I was thinking was like, they end the season, they end the series, them becoming official Hashiras, and then if they do continue the story, it's more like what they do with Boruto, where it's like, hey, now 100 years later, there's another set of homies.
Young.
Yeah, where it's like they passed away like a long time ago type of thing.
It's tough.
Like you could do that, like they did that with Avatar, which is like a good thing, where it's like oh, you always need an avatar so they can really just continue the series as much as they want. I could see that happening, and I would always be down for something like that. If there's always like a Muzen, where it's like you're always gonna need demon slayers, and then
Yeah.
spin-offs aren't always bad.
It just depends. There's just not that many of that's been
Yeah.
successful. That's the biggest thing.
That's valid.
Because I'm trying to think of the biggest one. I want to guess it's gonna be Boruto. The biggest one I can come. There's others for sure, but
Terrible.
yeah, it definitely fell off heavy. Compared to like what, but it's hard to compare. It's always gonna be hard to compare like Naruto and stuff like that.
Sure, yeah.
Cause like you grew up with it, like how are you gonna?
That's valid.
We didn't grow up watching Boruto. We just watched it because Naruto was in it. So there's that. But again, Demon Slayer S tier.
S tier. I have to move my rank up before it pops off even more.
Yeah.
I fumbled it.
It's all right, man. We forgive you at the anime community. Let that be the last time you disrespect Demon Slayer, though.
My fault. My fault, OG.
So moving on, we got Megumin's Konosuba solo adventure. Man, listen, I was telling you off camera. I was watching it before we were about to shoot. I fell asleep, dog.
Look, I'll tell you this. If you're 14, you could say girl too, and you like anime, it might be the anime for you. Like, it might be a nice little slice of life. Ha ha hee hee, but I'm a grown ass man. This is not good to me. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I was excited because I was like, we're gonna at least get one of the 4 main characters, see her backstory. It'll still be funny with some action, and I mean,
It's just the
Yes.
development of the story between Megumin and Yun, whatever her name. That's how you say her name.
Yun.
Like, it's like I already knew their character dynamic, and all we're seeing is the entry level. And
Of how it
if you
gets.
look at it, it's not too far from what it is in the current. Like,
Already,
it's
yeah.
just they're established as friends, but they're still right. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's a tough watch. I mean, I'm still watching it because I'm like, hey, this is better than no Konosuba. But sometimes I'm like, maybe this isn't better than no
Listen,
Konosuba. But
Konosuba is
it
Konosuba.
sucks because when was the last time we got a season of Konosuba?
In a while, probably at least 2 years, 3 years.
That's why I'm like, just
Try to bear with it.
trying to run through it.
And see if it. I mean, it has some of its moments. I smiled a couple times, but other than
Yeah,
that,
there's a smirk and a little giggle here and there.
but
But
listen, I
like,
told you need the
maybe,
group.
but like this, I'm holding hope. We're only 3 episodes in. It could change. Like, maybe my thing is, like, to your point, I hope she doesn't get to the end of this damn series and then that's when she learns explosion.
Oh, 100%.
Like, if that's what it is,
That is
I'm
the
gonna get
climax
upset.
of the season.
That's gonna suck.
Hey, listen, that's what.
I can't lie.
And what I think, I don't remember. I think I said I put it in a C.
Yeah.
It might not even maintain the C because listen, man, I'm gonna give it another chance. I was like, man, I fell asleep on other animes because I was tired. I'm gonna chalk it up. I was tired.
He's like, I just got off work.
You talking about Snoozeland Saga? I was gone.
I will admit that's one anime that at least this episode where I was like, yeah, Vinland Saga was better. It was better, and I've been hating on Vinland Saga for 16 weeks. So we'll see, though. I mean, hopefully it gets better. When they do have that action, it's not bad, right? It's sea level. But when there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of
There's the characters in there aren't, and then I think part of the problem is like since they're all part of the Demon Crimson, they're very like similar. They have different like looks, but like they almost feel like the same character.
you just spam
Yeah.
Mega Me.
Yeah, they're obviously not the same, but it's too close to like
to have their own character development,
Yeah.
their own feel.
So we're not getting. It doesn't feel like a different personalities are clashing, in my opinion.
That's valid.
Man, shout out to Cosmo. Man, listen, he made that shit. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't do this shit without him. It was funny. One of my boys, right? I don't condone you guys watching this anime, but
Oh, here we go, bro.
he was trying to put the Discord on this anime called I don't remember the name. It's the one where they're on the platforms and they're butt wrestling to get them off. Oh, you know.
I see it. I see the previews, right? I mean,
You seen the trailer? Okay.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had to see what it was about.
It was really
I don't condone this, bro.
nah, man. You listen. You are down bad. If you were choosing to watch this.
I'll admit, I watched the first episode. It was pretty weird. I was like, it's gonna be hot, and I was like, what am I watching?
Listen,
Reminded me of Food Wars, and I was like, I'm out.
listen. There always got to be a plot, ladies and gentlemen. We can't just have random boobs and ass everywhere. We gotta have a plot, ladies and gentlemen. We can't be looked at as like, what's wrong with these guys? At least,
Yeah, valid.
listen, Konosuba has it, but it's hilarious. So it's like
We need
it's
to be able to
comedy.
defend these things.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
You can't stand in a room 10 toes down and be like, this is a good show. They're prepping, they're training for their professional careers.
You think some of the people that we talk to, those type of animes are their favorite, and they just don't want to say it, bro.
Hey, listen,
I
I understand.
You gotta be 10 toes down, bro. Look, some of those animes aren't bad, right? I'm a man of
Name
culture.
one.
I like. What you mean?
In one of the animes you're speaking of, I'm just curious. I just want to hear.
So like, let's see. A little like I'm down with a little fan service. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But like when they OD like that, bro, I'm like, yeah. Shit, what was it called? It was called How Not to Summon a Demon Lord.
Now I watched that one too.
It wasn't that bad, but
It
had a little bit
okay.
of like, you know.
I can.
But that's what I like. I like where it's just like little tidbits of funny.
I don't know about little
service.
They pushed the limit.
But it wasn't OD.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't high school DxD level, bro.
No, that was actually a good anime. Why you
that's
bullshit?
ODing.
No. Just because the boobs are fucking dodging bullets.
No. What got me? I think it was high school DxD, where it was.
Oh
like,
wait, I'm thinking about High School of the Dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now,
High school, high school. I was gonna say, if you watch the DxD,
No. I did watch DxD too, but
I didn't watch it. I just watched a couple clips, and that's where I was like,
I watched the first season. And I was like, what am I doing?
He was like, am I really down this bad, bro?
Rias, is that her name?
He said, man, I gotta reevaluate my life right now.
I mean, he was adding to the harem. Shout out to the black chick with the lightning. I never forget her. But nah, that's
shout out.
That's a tough one though.
To summon a demon
that's
Lord,
right on the line though. The High School DxD.
Oh yeah,
that one too.
No. DxD is past that line, bro. I think so. Like I saw a clip, and it was in dub though, and it was like, hey, if you defeat the enemy in front of you or whatever, like I'll let you squeeze my boobs, and he's like under the clothes, and she's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, that's all I need to hear. Then like his little thing just started like OD, and I was like, what are we watching here?
Hey, that's my main character right there. We ain't afraid to fight for our goals, man.
Hey man, that's what it is. What anime were Chainsaw Man is basically he was Chainsaw Man before Chainsaw Man. He's like, I just want what I want, boy.
Hey man, shout out to Chainsaw. It was down bad.
Facts.
But yeah, it's just kind of funny hearing people talk about some of the anime. It is what it is. Look, guys, if you like the animes, by all means, like what you like. But listen, this is what I'll tell you. As a person of your best well-being, should not go you're going too deep into the dark end, guys.
At that point, you might as well just turn on some H anime, bro. Sit in silence. Bro.
We gotta get away more, less spapping, more. I don't know, man. Working, motherfucker. There's no mixing that shit together.
Yeah,
there's no sitting there for that. But I don't even remember the whole point of me bringing this up.
How we got into this topic,
I remember my friend brought it up, but yeah, listen, it is what it is. You need some substance with the fucking the fan service. Like I think the closest mixture that I'm not gonna say that makes sense, but like the limit, if you go past this, then you're going too far. Maybe be like Fairy Tail.
Well, Fairy Tail only. Well, no, I was gonna say Fairy Tail really didn't have a lot of that. But if you ever watched their OVAs, they OD'd on it, bro.
It's like, hey, gotta draw them in. Like this is what you want.
It was crazy because I was like,
because it's why though? It's because it's part of their Blu-ray packages. It gets you to buy the DVDs.
Because I was watching them and I was like, what I was doing was I was waiting for something to. I was like, on Crunchyroll, it was like by episodes, and then it was like OVAs, and I was like, are they like movies? I was like, man, I'll watch them. It was just straight fan service the whole time, and I was like,
I'll stay. I wasn't here for this, but I'll stay.
Yeah, I was like, y'all caught me, bro. I watched all of them. They were 10 minutes apiece.
Listen, guys, I'll be the first one to say, man. Anime oppai looks nice sometimes, but
The hell's anime
But-
opie, bro?
Animated titties.
Oh, I
Opie.
didn't know that was a thing.
You didn't watch One Punch Man?
Yeah.
He has a shirt that says Opie in his boobie. Yeah, you watch plenty of
But look,
anime.
I never noticed it. That's hilarious.
That's-
I never noticed. I'm an
Look at this
oblivious
guy
person.
trying to play oblivious, man. He's been to H anime all day. He's heard these.
Yeah.
He's heard these terms. Anyways, guys, listen.
I haven't.
While you might be enamored by the 2D girls, real life is always better, brother.
Is it? Real life girls, you know, they mean. You know what I'm saying? My waifu won't. My waifu. Won't, I can't even be serious. My waifu will never hurt my feelings, bro.
Listen, I don't know what power of friendship he's talking about right now, but listen.
Shout out Fairy Tale, man. I was chilling with a homie yesterday and we're watching some of the pods, and he was like, "How come nobody talks about Fairy Tale, bro?" He's like, "It's a really good anime. I really like it."
Really good reason why we don't
Bro,
talk.
Fairy Tale's goated, bro.
No.
It took a little bit to watch, you know.
Listen, no one wants to watch the literal power of friendship
Fairy
all the
Tale's
time.
popular though.
For certain reasons. Two of them in my mind.
You talking about Happy, right?
And Charla? Carla? All right, let's move on, guys. We went
We OD'd too
we
much
went
on
off the
this
edge,
H
man.
anime, bro.
Let's wrap up this episode. What's the Jesus, what is the last? Oh yeah, Hell's Paradise. Man,
I feel like we're missing one more after that, but go on. Talk about Hell's Paradise, and I'll keep looking. Cause I'm like, yo, I watched like 5 animes. Ain't no way we run into 2 of them.
yeah, we only got 3 men on the list. But Hell's Paradise, another solid episode. We learned why the dragon killer is part of the criminals. Was basically he upset the feudal lord to ask him, basically saying, mocking him, you can't really kill a dragon, can you? Just destroyed his whole front gate.
This, bruh.
So it looked like for the most part he's a kind of a noble guy, but just like we thought, he just likes fighting. We have the Kanoichi. She wanted to befriend. Was it Gabimaru? Because she was very upfront. We can use each other until we need to betray each other.
You know, I love the honesty.
I was about to say he's upfront. My boy was like, he wasn't playing. He was like, get off me. I got a
He
wife.
said, I got a wife. I'm loyal.
These
That's
tactics.
what you need to listen. Y'all need to listen to Gabimaru, bro.
Boy, so these tactics don't work. Put your hands behind your back. And that was a very lavish drawing they did when she was on her ground behind her back, man. She's looking a little thick. Like,
I was like, I might be down bad today, bro.
I might.
I was like, I need to go.
Hold on, let me pause this real quick.
I was like, where's my Bible at, bro?
Get the screen real quick, the screenshot. But in general,
It was a really great episode again.
I was kind of confused though. I didn't understand if those monsters were hallucinations from the butterflies, or, I mean, obviously they look real because I mean they're just slicing it. But based on like in the middle of the episode, they're like, she was basically giving Gabumaru the information about where they were, and like, because she was like, oh, I tested all these things on the other guy. I thought like the bigger demons and stuff, or mutations, whatever you want to call it, were hallucinations coming from like the butterflies or whatever.
I might have skipped that because that's not what I got from it. Like, the only thing she said about the giants were like, they're here, but like if you don't attack them, they won't attack you.
Mm-hmm.
The real threat is the butterflies, because if they sting
shit.
you, that's where all the flowers.
Giants
are.
definitely stepped up on them. I don't know about that.
Maybe they were just asking them questions, bro. Well, I think it started with when
Because the fish attacked them instantly.
but I think it started with Tamiya. That's the sword guy, the dragon guy.
Mm-hmm.
When he killed the butterfly, that's when all that happened. And then they were talking about murder's a sin, murder's a sin, murder's a sin. Had he not killed that butterfly, I'm wondering would any of them have tried to attack them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, he
That's
did
why
get
I was
stung
kinda
though.
confused. He did get stung. That was
So
great.
I was like, what's he supposed to do? Cut the needle off it? But yeah, we got a lot of information that we find out that the one guy that you're interested in with who's missing an eye, that's his brother who saved him.
Yeah, Aiza. That's the yellow hair guy.
Yep.
And then Toma is his little brother.
and I
that
want-
was pretty crazy. Like finding out that
That
little
little
brother.
the one thing I thought about too is hearing him talk. I don't know if it is the same voice actor, but I'm curious to know if it's Bakugo. Cause they got, I know they have the same kind of attitude,
Yeah.
but it sounded similar. You know.
It's weird because I was thinking the same about the little brother.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like Kioska, bro. Like he kind of
From
sounds
where?
from a Hunter x Hunter, like the weird,
Oh,
he
the
kinda like flamboyantly like
mhm.
evil, and like I was like, not the same voice actor, bro, because
You
he's
talking about Hisoka or someone else?
Hisoka. Well, the younger brother,
The clown, right?
yeah, it sounded
Okay.
like the clown guy.
Okay.
Hisoka, yeah.
I was just making sure we were on. I was thinking the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
character.
But no, I mean, hey, look, it's every episode so far has been solid. There hasn't been any bad episodes, and then even the information that we are getting from it, I'm like, okay, cool. You're kind of starting to understand the island a little bit more. The only thing that pisses me off is
That she's holding them back.
Sagiri. Yeah, I think that's her name, Sagiri. She is like already starting to remind me of Sakura.
Yeah, it's annoying
And it's
the
just
fact that
like,
she's just like
she's
freezing
supposed
the
to
wrong.
be, even if she's the lowest rank, she's supposed to be a member of the executioners, excuse me, and she's supposed to be able to hold her own. And it's like, I get it. If you can't kill humans, that's cool. But like, you have these weird ass alien Buddha looking, but you can't even. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting Sakura vibes, and I'm like, you better not sit here and just save her.
I
Like,
have to say, Super Sable.
yeah, man, she might have the best summoning jutsu, bro.
The only thing I don't like as well is like the centipedes. Like, and they don't apparently they only eat dead flesh. It's like, you get off.
Yeah, that's just. I think that was like an unnecessary touch. So they're like, oh yeah, they're there, but they won't really kill you if you don't. And I'm like,
Why even? Why are we even
why,
talking about
why
this?
even mention this? Like, I don't know.
But nah, you're 100%. Like, hopefully we don't got enough. Like, man, we don't got time to be saving
girl,
Peach all day, man. We over here fighting the world. You over
Like,
here,
you want to be a
damsel
you
in
want to be a
distress.
sportsman, bro, and you want to be taken seriously, bro. You can't be having my man's carry you, bro. He's finna leave you. Hopefully he doesn't do what Einar did. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
I mean, we'll see. Feel like we got a love triangle in the making, but we'll
I
see.
was gonna
I
say,
feel like if his wife isn't evil, I feel like for some reason she like flip the switch or something, or she's always.
the why. I don't know why. This is how I feel. I feel like his wife's already dead. I don't know for what, but I was like, I can just see him going through all this, maybe even getting close to homegirl and being like, "Oh, I like you, but we can't do this because I have a wife." And then when he gets back, like they already killed her.
I feel like she's on the island for some reason.
That would be crazy. That'd be some.
It's just
some Tower of God type of stuff.
There's
bro.
just a lot of stuff going on, and it's like it's too much emphasis on her
Yeah.
for her not to be present. I feel like she's
Like
not.
part of the
It's
story.
not like she's just waiting back at the house and it's like, oh, you finally made it back type of thing.
Interesting. That's interesting, bro.
But nah, 100%. Speaking of Tower of God, man, I'm looking this up right now. I need to know if this is supposed to come out this year. We're already at the second quarter, man. Like,
No, Tower of God it needs to come back, bro. There's a lot of anime. While you're looking that up, I watched another episode of Ranking the Kings. That little
the short stories.
yeah, the OVAs or whatever. Not a bad story. More of like they just finished training. Now they're on their way to the Kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like little adventures on the way before they get to the kingdom. Basically takes place right before right before the climax of the series. So, pretty cool. First, kind of start seeing him use his weapon and save some people. So there's still some action in there. There's still some moments with with what's his name? I can't even think. Main character Boji. So like with him and what's the little black thing?
It's been a while.
Kage or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's like little moments in there, so it's not a bad watch. It's just
Extra
it's
information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's filler.
Listen,
So
guys.
what can I do?
There's not a lot going on with anime this quarter. I mean,
Yeah,
we're supposed to have Goblin Slayer season 2, but they delayed it. I don't know if it's next year or I forgot what I seen. But here's some other things that came to mind. A couple months we got Black Clover, movie on Netflix. We also got. I'm curious of what you think, because in my mind, I was talking to some of the homies about this that we hoop with. They're coming out with the One Piece live action. You know that, right?
Yeah, on Netflix.
How do you even I can already kind of think of if it's live action, it's live action. I don't realistically see how they can do the stretchy Luffy
A lot of CGI.
even with CGI, they make it look good.
Yeah.
It's just gonna look out of place. Like even like think of Fantastic Four, right? We had the Stretch Man or whatever his name, or whatever, Reed Richards. Even back then, it was all right.
Well, that is tough because like in the Doctor Strange movie, they did make it look good when he was traveling to a different universe. But that's a big budget. That's a big budget. I don't know what the budget looks like, and if we're gonna get say 12 to 24 episodes,
I
realistically,
don't
to
think
your
we're
point,
getting.
I don't.
I don't think we're getting past Arlong Park,
Yeah,
and
but
that's crazy pacing too. Because like I imagine, let's say at best they give it 24 episodes, like you could I mean, I don't. They can definitely do things that are much faster paced. Like you can pick up people like every other episode,
yeah.
but that I don't. We'll see, man. There's a lot.
Well, I think in the beginning there is a lot of like filler, like in between meeting people. So just getting them all one episode per like member.
Mhm.
At the beginning, you really only have Zoro,
Nami,
Nami,
and Luffy, and
Luffy, you have Sanji.
that's it, right?
That's all.
Before-
And then Usopp. That's really it for now.
wait. Sanji's on Arlong, or no? Sanji didn't make it. That was after, right?
It was in Arlong Park.
Wait, I'm just Arlong is with Crocodile, right?
Arlong is with Arlong.
I'm tripping. Who's Arlong now?
The fishman. That's the first time.
I'm
we meet
tripping.
a Fishman.
I'm thinking of Crocodile. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
It's Nami's arc.
Alabasta is further down. So by the time they get to Alabasta, they have Chopper, and then at the end of Alabasta, they get
Wait, who's the first villain? The shark guy.
Arlong. Yeah.
Oh, Sanji's in Arlong?
Mhm.
I swore that was Nami's arc and that was it, but I didn't know
Yeah, it was Nami's arc, but they already so-
met Sanji at that point.
Yeah, because they had. I think they ran into Nami 2 or 3 times, and then she officially signed, robbed him, and then when they go into her hometown, that's when they figure all that stuff out. So
Okay.
but he's already in there, but it is just the 5 of them. I want to say. So
Yeah.
it should be Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Nami, and Usopp. Yeah. So I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I feel like one episode each. That's 5. And then a couple episodes of whatever, and then a big fight with Arlong. I could see that being a nice 24 episodes. Budget wise, I just don't know how well they can make it. Granted, Oda. So during that break where Oda wasn't, where he was preparing, it was the end of Wano, but before the like this final, not arc, but like this final part of him drawing the end of One Piece, he actually flew to where they were doing it, and he was overseeing like a lot of that stuff. So he was involved in it. They're trying to make it as accurate as
So
possible.
is his name on it?
I think his name is on it. An executive producer.
Ooh, we'll have to see, man, because
And then I mean they built the Going Merry. Like they built it, exact replica on the boat. So they're filming like,
so
it has a lot of what people were worried about. It covers a lot of that. To your point though, the CGI and the budgeting is the budgeting is gonna have to go into that CGI just for him alone. Because you don't really need it for Sanji, you don't really need it for Zoro, you don't really need CGI for Nami, and you don't really need CGI for Usopp. So I'm wondering if that's where it works. Because once you get to where like you got Chopper and he's transforming, and then you have Nico Robin and she's doing, that's where I'm like, you're gonna need big ass budget.
So
I
let's
don't
hear
know.
your predictions on it, man. Let's what do you like? How many episodes and what do you early grade like without knowing anything?
I think
what
they're
do
gonna do, as weird as it sounds, I think they're gonna do 12 episodes.
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be a solid 7.5, and I think it's gonna be just enough to get the One Piece fans' attention. And if that happens, Netflix will up the budget.
So just to make sure we're on the same page, you see this going well.
I see it going moderately well. 7.5 is
Above average.
gracious. It's slightly above average. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be an 8, 9, or 10. To your point, in the early series, now I can see this being successful enough for Netflix to pick it up and it continuing,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe further down the line, if they're just like dumping money into this shit, I could see it being successful. But I'm gonna be a little cautious and go 7.5 with 12 episodes.
I'll just say this. This is not and I'm not even talking about One Piece at this point. Just Netflix trying to do adaptations. I was interesting to see or hear that Oda's part of the process, but man, I've seen Netflix slaughter some shows already.
Yeah,
They just,
no, right?
I didn't even seen that. I heard that one was good. I haven't watched that.
Well, they did it twice. I think the first one was terrible, and then they redid it with like Asian castings and things like that, and it was like
First one didn't have Asian people in it.
I want to say it didn't. I want to say I might be wrong. Y'all correct me. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure like they did it once or it started to, and they're like no, and then they had to redo it. So that's from what
I was just talking about Cowboy Bebop, and I
I
liked
heard that it was good though.
was solid, but it was so far from what the anime was. A lot of people were pissed, and it just made some of the characters
Which
weird.
is crazy because if you give them 24 episodes, Cowboy Bebop was 24 episodes, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was
As an
only. I think it was 12 or 13.
So then, like, how can you not adapt almost
It,
space?
it was
you know what I'm
because
saying?
this is the problem. That's why I asked.
They
If
try to
Oda was
shorten it away a little
involved.
bit.
They try to. It's dumb. They take what like a lot of successful shows, right, and try to make it theirs and put their spin on it, and it fucks it up. So
It's like comic book adaptations. Like they try to like superhero movies. They try to put their own twist on it, and it could work and it could not work.
I very few times does it work when it comes to anime,
Yeah,
real life.
tough.
I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen one that was successful yet. Apparently the second,
The Death Note.
Death Note was
Death
good.
Note's pretty easy because it's
Yeah,
like
because it's not like the biggest
CGI
budget
is
is
just-
the devil. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Everything else is just like that's the easiest one. Like that's the easiest layup of them all because it's
Yeah.
just like, okay,
Is
the
it
CGI
considered
is gonna
women?
go to a devil, and then it's just drama. It's a
Yeah.
big thriller. I mean, we get those in just everyday to day life, so it's like, it's crazy for me to hear these things when you have such a good story like Death Note. With the outside of its ending is good throughout everything. And so it's like, how could you not just let's reenact this?
yeah.
Same thing with
But I get it, and I mean it's a lot of like comic book movies. That's why you have 5 different Batmans. If you read what's in the comics, right, you don't want what's adapted word for word solely because you already know what's gonna happen.
but everyone. I mean, how many Batmans are there where you don't know what's gonna happen? Like, are they adapted? All the movies are they all original?
Well, they all have different twists to them. So like Christian Bale's Batman was grounded, so meaning like there's no superheroes, no Superman, anything like that. Ben Affleck's Batman was in a different universe where his strength was
superheroes.
slightly elevated, his fighting style was different. He was able to be in the universe with Superman and metahumans, right? And then you have Robert Pattinson, again, very grounded, more detective-y.
I didn't
So-
watch that one
so
yet.
it's literally just like a big detective show. He's trying to find the killer, find out what happens, and then has a little bit of
But I don't really, man, to be honest, like, if you could tell me, like, hey, we're going to take Cowboy Bebop, it's the same show you've watched animated, but we're going to do it real life, I'm still going to watch it. It doesn't matter if I know what's
Sure.
coming. I just want to see how it's done in an IRL setting. I mean, I guess I hear that viewpoint. That kind of makes sense. But
yeah,
at the same point, that's the same reason why everyone's bitching about it. The only
Yeah.
thing that's been like almost 1-to-1 to its source that came out recently is, I don't know if you've seen it, is The Last of Us. That's really good.
yeah. I heard it's like
And it's like,
precise.
damn, there's very few alterations, but it's like quality of life improvements. Like, they made one character, he was deaf,
Mm-hmm.
and he had to do sign language. In the game, he's not like that, but in the movie, it makes sense. It just
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
fits. They didn't like change it versus like Cowboy Bebop. You have totally different relationships with characters. It
Yeah.
just throws everything off.
That I think is the negative. Like you need to keep the core of what your
Made
characters
that-
are,
yeah.
what they mean to you, and how they interact with you. That needs to stay. Now if you gave me like say Cowboy Bebop, the same characters, the same like interactions, but like say hey we're just gonna act like it's a season 2 and it's something you've never seen, I'm cool with that. Because at least those characters are interacting the way they're supposed to. They're, you know what I'm saying? But when you just take away the character and you're like, we're just going to call him Spike and then we're going to have him do something totally. It's like you're more so just like name dropping as like a
And I think
Easter egg more so than adapting an anime, you know?
and a big problem with that is like when you say we're doing a live action Cowboy Bebop, One Piece.
Yeah.
They're not telling you, hey, we kind of changed. This
Yeah.
is not. This is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
we're going to have a story inspired by One Piece.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That would be like you're setting the expectation.
Yeah, because everyone's going in. It's like, oh shit, they're bringing my show to real, and that's why
Yeah.
they got shit on. They're like, and that's why they shut it down. There won't be a season 2, which I get, but I think the characters were pretty good for the most part, except for they brought. Have you seen Cowboy Bebop at all or no? Not
I've
really.
seen the first episode of that live action.
There's a character. I don't know if it's. I don't know this deep into it. Like if it's a boy or a girl. It's like the character's name is Ein. It sounds like a girl, but it's one of those in betweens where it's like it could be either or. But
Do they do that?
the live action, in the live action, she was at the end of the season as an introduction, and it was just the character was so different from what you know from the anime. It was just like
yeah.
what the fuck. So
I do. And the tough part is like, I feel like, and it was a girl or what?
in
Like,
the live action, it was a girl. Was she supposed to be portrayed as a girl? You could just she's
It
too
made it more,
tomboyish, so you couldn't. But it's just the way she talked.
You
It
could
was just like what the. It's
Yeah.
not in character. So everything else was pretty solid. I like the main character. Spike was legit.
Mhm.
Faye was okay. Faye was actually kind of trash, and then forgot his partner's name, the black guy, if you will. But it was spot on. But man, it's just
Talk
like
about representation.
Yes.
You don't even know his name, bro.
I can't think of his name right now. But like I think about all these things when they announce like a One Piece live action. Like I already
Like, should we be saving the budget for something else, bro?
not even that. It's just like man, I listen. I just say it like this. They do well, great, because that just gives them the understanding that hey,
You
we
can learn
stay
from your mistakes.
exactly. Well, apparently they haven't done that yet. But like if Oda comes in like, look, we're doing it. If we're doing it, this is how we're doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they can keep it as close as to like
To
the
source
source,
material, yeah.
and it does well. I'm happy for the fact because then they'll be like, okay, this is successful. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it this way versus
And maybe if they get this right, that can lead on to other anime adaptations that are spot on, So, I mean, I'm cool with it.
think about all the animes you could like. It'd be hard to do a lot of them, but like
some of them will be dope.
like
though.
if we could bring Naruto to life.
Bro,
you
I
already
saw this fan.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
That was
You talking about the
great.
Madara one?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, then that's just it took them fucking a long time to do that, but that was dope.
Yeah. And imagine if you had the money and the time, like,
If you have a team working around,
yeah, you could.
actual production crew, not just one person. That
Yeah.
dude, I don't know how many years he said he was working on that, but like, that was insane.
Yeah, that was like, wow. And what's scary is like when they do these live actions, my immediate fear is that they go back to like in my head I'm like Dragon Ball Evolution, like that. Just
Oh
I
my
watched it
God.
the other day at work because it was on, and I was like,
Who the
how
hell
could
put it
they-
on?
How could it? No, we were just watching whatever the channel was, and
Oh, the
it
channel
came
had
on
it.
'cause we just have it for the customers, and I was like, who in the hell thought Goku, right? But in 2005, he's going to drive. Like in my mind, I was like, this is the worst ever. That is probably the worst anime adaptation, and I get that fear because I'm like, I don't want to be excited for One Piece, but like I like One Piece enough to where I'm like, man,
You're
hoping
hoping.
brilliant, but like that's what I'm afraid is the worst case. That I have a worst case scenario and I shouldn't have that. It shouldn't be that bad.
I 100% think it's gonna be the worst case scenario. But if it doesn't, I'm happy for it
Yeah.
because, like you said, it's just gonna lead on to other shows getting a
Finally
proper.
being able
They're
to
like,
do
look, this is the roadmap. If you follow the source, you will get money. You will
And
get
that's what I'm
views.
saying. That's what I've always never understood about companies is like, we're telling you what we want. You go on Twitter, you go on Facebook, you go on.
It's just egos.
Yeah, and I'm like,
It's like
you
the
just give us
direct.
what you want. We will dump this money.
Like it's just the directors. And I assume you haven't seen what's it called with fucking Henry Cavill.
The Witcher.
The Witcher. Have you watched it?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
The Witcher.
so I don't know how. I didn't play the game
Yeah,
or read the
neither did.
books. Now I enjoyed the first two seasons for what they were, but this third season that's coming out, it's very different, and the
Mhm.
story is going away from Henry, and that's all because the director wanted to give their their vision of,
Yeah.
of what the show is supposed to be about. So it's just like, why are you putting like why did you feel the need to like
Ruin
put your,
something
put
that's
your imprint on something that's art like
that is egos.
it's a very well established book. It is a very well established game, and that's why I watched it because I heard about
Like
the
they're
game.
giving you just do the scenes from the book and you will get
Yeah.
paid. People will like you as a director.
Yeah, it's just like
like no, but what if we did this way, bro?
I'm gonna do it my way. It's just like we're just dropping the back for what?
For sure, bro. And then these actors get fired and the shows get canceled, and we're like, bro, what could
And
have
think
been?
about it, like if you're not a budding actor or something, like you may that might be the only opportunity you
That might
get.
either make it or break
And
it
it's
for you.
and it's they all you're known is for. Oh yeah, you pay for that trash character. So it's like, luckily you have someone like Henry Cavill that was like he did really well in my
Yeah.
opinion. And now that he's leaving, I don't know what the fuck it's gonna look like when Is it Thor or is his brother?
It
Chris Hemsworth or is Liam?
Liam Hemsworth.
Is that
That's
the brother?
The little brother. Yeah.
It's not Thor then.
It's not Thor. That's the little brother.
Yeah, that's Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Good luck, brother. People are gonna hate on him just because it's not
Henry Cavill.
which I get. I'm gonna give. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it though because
Yeah, I don't know. Like
it's
Henry
so
Cavill
far-
was, man, I thought that it was weird, first and foremost, that he was on a Netflix show because he's a
just
movie
a
actor,
triple A.
you know?
Yeah,
But I was like, I thoroughly enjoy this. Like,
yeah, because
he was the opposite of Superman, you know? And it was like, you're playing this character very well while you're playing a character that's supposed to be like truth and justice. And it's hard for me to see it be somebody else, even if they're like, he's a different Witcher or another Witcher, and technically his Witcher still exists in that universe. I'm like, I don't know.
and that's the thing. They're not even doing that. They're just like
Gonna kill him off?
This is no.
Oh, they're gonna call him Gerald?
Yeah, he is
I
Geralt.
thought they were gonna like make him.
Unless they have there's something new development came. No, he's Geralt.
I was under the impression that he was another Witcher. Then
He's kind of just taking the journey.
the focus. Yeah,
They
if they do that, that's smarter.
that is better.
Leave the door open for maybe a potential crossover. Then you'll make more money.
He's not coming back. The whole reason why he's leaving is because they didn't stay true to the book. And he said that in the very beginning. He's like, I will do this character. And that's why he's so good at it because he cares. He likes the character.
Yeah,
that's why he was so devoted to the show. But he's like, if you go away from the books, I'm done. And by the time they get to season 3, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And that's why they had that big thing. So
Dang,
there's
bro.
no potential for that. But that's what I'm saying. That's why he's getting replaced. But what's going to happen is I think season 4 is going to come out with Liam. It's not going to do well. And they're gonna be like, well, we gotta cut it. Our numbers dropped tremendously. Season 3 is gonna get a lot of views for the simple fact that it's the last time you see Henry Cavill as Geralt. And it's just they want to, I guess, the last pause taste. They want the last load, if you will, of Henry Cavill as Geralt. So
I wonder if they're gonna do it, because what I love about fan bases is they're so funny. They're like, if we pump up season 3 and then we just drop that shit season 4. Maybe they'll bring him back, and it's like, no, realistically, you're just killing the franchise. He's not coming back.
That's what I'm saying. He already said
like that. They're like, I'd rather just, because they want to show that they have that power, and I'm like, they're just gonna move on to another show. Like, you act like Netflix doesn't have a slew of shows and
it is good though, because it just lets them know like you can't make
You can't
these.
just do
You
what you
can't.
want
You
and-
can't like exactly like people like the show, and the further you put your input on it and made these changes that was deferred. It wasn't a slice of life improvement. It was just, I want to do this because my name's X.
for sure.
And it destroyed the show. So,
Yeah.
well, yeah, we went in on a long tangent of live.
We ain't even talk about anime for like 25 minutes, bro.
Hey,
Hey,
this all comes full
I'm
circle.
just saying, like anime, TV shows, the fantasy, like genre, it all coincides in my opinion, and I like it all, and I like to talk about DC, Marvel, and stuff like that too. So who knows? Maybe we'll talk about some of those other things in a different podcast.
We'll see.
People are interested.
Well, we're gonna sign off on that one, guys. Let us know in the comments. Is it subs?
Or is it dubs?
Peace.
We out.